welcome back to my RV kitchen. Today I've got 4 new recipes for you. Let me go into a little more detail. We're doing a chicken parmesan and baked potatoes in the oven. We're doing some slow cooker sloppy joes, which couldn't get any easier. We have a sausage and vegetable casserole, which was fantastic, and a neighbor of mine gave me these huge zucchini, so you're going to see that and how I cooked it. And then last but not least, a roasted apricot chicken and cauliflower, which was very good. I will make a note, and I did say it when I show you the video, that it needed a little like sauce at the end. The apricot wasn't enough flavor for us, so we tried, I had some sweet and sour sauce, which was very good, and we also tried soy sauce. Either one, we couldn't really decide. They were both good on top of it, so if you're going to make that, just it would have some sort of sauce that you like to put on top of it. Now, I had a request from Sandy to put the name of the dish with the ingredients at the end of each video clip. She takes a screenshot and uses that for the grocery list. So I'm going to start doing that. I had already done 3 of the 4 videos when she asked me, so it will be in the last one, and I will be continuing to do that for anybody else that does the same thing. But on the website, of course, the ingredients and the directions are on there. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Love to have you. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button down below. And if you hit the bell next to it, YouTube will notify you every time I upload a new video. It's cooking on Mondays, alternate videos on Thursdays. Without further ado, let's get cooking. Alright, for our chicken, Abel's going to help. He's learning how to crack an egg. He also learned how to get the little pieces out. Live and learn, right? He says, did you see that? Now he's helping with the rest. We're going to put some lemon juice in here, some minced garlic. It said fresh parsley. I didn't have any, so I used dried, and some salt and pepper. And this, you're going to put the chicken in and then set it in the refrigerator for about, it says 30 minutes to an hour. I really varied on this recipe, but I'm going to put the original recipe on the website, rvlifeinusa.com. The link will be down in the comment box below. I left this overnight in the refrigerator, and then we ate it the next day, and it gave it some fantastic flavor. So after we get this done, we're going to put our chicken in here. And we just rolled it around so that everything got covered. When we were ready to actually cook it, I covered 2 pans with foil. I always used to. It seems to help food from burning in the propane oven. I also have a pizza stone in there. And I got the oven heated, and then I dredged the chicken mixture into the dry breadcrumb mix. I didn't have enough in here, so I fortunately had another container in the refrigerator. We just dip our chicken into the breadcrumb mixture and put it on the pan. I have sprayed the pan. Now at this point, after you get the potatoes on there also, you are to mix butter and garlic and salt to taste, and then you sort of spread it on top of the chicken and the potatoes. And I forgot to do that at this point. So it went in for half the time, and then when I got it out and turned everything over, that's when I added the butter and garlic mixture. Alright, now our chicken's ready. We're going to put the potatoes on here. I use some pre-washed, a small bag of potatoes. These are the honey gold. And I just put them on the tray. Alright, here it goes in the oven. Now, the original recipe had called for putting green beans on the tray and put it in the oven, but I had so many cans of green beans I decided just to use those up instead. So I'm just heating them up on the induction cooktop because it was a really hot day and I already had the oven going, which is a nice option to have when you're RVing. Alright, now we're going to get the chicken and the potatoes out and we'll get everything turned over, and I will spread the butter and garlic mixture on there. And of course, if you've got a bigger oven too, it would be easier to do it with the green beans in the oven as well. Especially covered in that lovely mixture of garlic and butter. Alright, we're going to get this back in the oven, and then once that's done, we dished up dinner. I cut this chicken up. It was so moist and so flavorful, and that little crisp on the edge was fantastic. I hope you give this one a try, and like I said, the original recipe will be on our website. This dinner was so simple. The only thing you have to do is brown your hamburger. Once that's browned, you put it in the crock pot and you add the rest of the ingredients. Brown sugar, mustard, and some ketchup. Then you just mix it all together and set it to cook. April and I were going out for the day. This would be ready when we got back. It was later in the day when we left. This only took 4 hours in the crock pot. It says 4 to 6. Mine cooks a little faster than most, but everybody seems to know their own crock pots. And then I paired this with some more broccoli salad because I had a lot of leftover nuts and berries and things that went in it. It was delicious. This was a wonderful dinner, and you can change out your vegetables if you'd like, but the first thing you do is dice up 2 russet potatoes. I left the skins on. It's optional, whatever you prefer. And those go in the bottom of the dish. That way the liquids from the vegetables can go down and help cook the potatoes. Drizzled those with some olive oil. Next, on going into our casserole is going to be our sausage. You can cut this as big or small as you like. Now for my vegetables, I used some squash. I only used one of these because it was just Big Daddy and I, and so I did a small casserole dish. So it just depends how many you're feeding as to how much vegetables you're going to use, and like I said, optional as to what you have. I cut this up and that goes on next, and then I'm going to use a can of green beans, which I drained, to top my casserole. Now I also was gifted some massive zucchini from a neighbor, and I wanted to use that, but it just wouldn't fit in this, so I decided to fry that up, and you'll see that coming. And I just served that with, sprinkled it with Parmesan cheese and put it on the side. So it's just a bunch of vegetables and the sausage, and it was a delicious dinner. So after you get all your vegetables in here, then you're going to cover it with seasoning of choice. I used a steak seasoning, but you use whatever you like. And then cover it with foil and put it in the oven for about 50 to, I think it took almost an hour. And that's at 450 degrees. This is the massive zucchini. I used half of this. I chopped it up, put it in the frying pan with some olive oil, and then after it got cooking, I seasoned it with some garlic powder, salt, and pepper. It was fantastic. I've still got 2 left in the fridge. I know the bigger zucchini though, it's not good for salad, so I'm going to find things to do. Here's the finished plate with the zucchini on the right and a casserole on the left. I hope you give it a try, and like I said, you can use whatever vegetables you have. Enjoy! This recipe called for a bag of frozen cauliflower, but I had this great big cauliflower in the refrigerator, so I decided to cut it up and use half of it. I still have the other half. We'll just grill it and put it as a side dish. So first of all, I'm going to get that done and get that cauliflower washed. Next, we're going to cut our chicken into bite-sized pieces, cubed basically. This has already been washed, and then we add this to the bag of cauliflower. Alright, now for our apricot jam. It is a 1/4 cup, so we're going to add that to the bag too, and a little oil, and then we're going to mix that all and get the jam all over the chicken and the cauliflower. I've already sprayed the baking sheet. We're going to put everything on here, spread it out, cook it in the oven 400 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes, and serve it with rice. This was really good. It needed a little something, so we tried sweet and sour sauce and soy sauce, both of which were very good. I hope y'all enjoyed this week's meals. They were all very good. The sloppy joe was so simple. I mean, I know you can buy manwich, but if you don't have it on hand or you hadn't thought about it, it's a great last minute thing to do using items you probably already have in your house. Anyway, I just wanted to mention my teal big coffee pot broke. I have a Keurig here. Whoops. There we go. A pink Keurig, because Big Daddy would use the big one, and he'd make his coffee before he went to work. By the time I get up, that coffee's been sitting for hours. So I go to Keurig, and I just have like 2 cups. So when the big one broke, I bought one of those cheap $10 coffee pots because I didn't really know what to do or what to get. And I saw this. I'll bring it forward to show you. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'll bring the pieces up closer. This I got at Walmart. I think it was Walmart. If I'm wrong, I'll write it down below that I'm wrong, and I'll tell you where I got it. But anyway, it's 1 at a time cup of coffee, but it does not use K-cups. You use your regular coffee. So all you do is lift this. There's actually 3 buckets. The first one just has the hole in the bottom. You don't have to really mess with that. Maybe rinse it out once in a while. This second one has a screen, so I rinse that out too. And this one you put in your coffee. You'll probably see a few coffee grounds in there. So I use 2 scoops. It depends how strong you like your coffee, and you have to adjust it to your taste. And you put that in here. Then you lift this and you dump your cup of coffee in there, or your water, I'm sorry. You dump your water in here however much you want, whether you want like a regular cup or, you know, like a to-go cup, the bigger ones. If you're using a small cup, you just turn this up the other way and set your cup right here. And then for the the bigger cups, just leave it right there. And then you have 2 buttons here, a regular, and then you have a bold. The only difference is regular brews faster. It just lets the water come through, goes to the coffee, goes in your cup. Bold, it will let a little water out. It sits on the grounds, and then it lets a little more out. So it takes a little longer, but it's going to be a stronger cup. And we like strong coffee. But we've both found that we like the regular with 2 scoops, 2 tablespoons of coffee, basically. And that is what we like. So I just wanted to mention it. If you are if a roommate or your partner or your spouse or whatever, and you're on different schedules and you're wasting coffee, because when I got up, Big Daddy had a half a pot sometimes, and this is going to be more economical because coffee won't get wasted. So I just wanted to mention that. I didn't know they were out there unless you wanted to use K-cups, which are quite expensive. I'm going to finish up my K-cups. I like this coffee too, so I have a lot of K-cups to finish up. Once I do that, I think I'm going to put the Keurig to rest. I'm not getting rid of it. I really like some of the coffees, but for day-to-day, this one is just as good, if not better. Alright, well that's it for this week's Monday. If you've made it to the end, leave me a coffee pot emoji, and I'll know you did. And then I'll see you next time. You guys have a great week. Love y'all. Bye-bye.